boys and girls, on our last story time of this session before summer reading starts up in June. And I gotta tell you, I am so excited about summer reading. I am so excited about all the things that we are planning for you guys that I'm doing that right now. I am planning programs right this very second, which means that instead of doing a full-on story time, I decided it would be fun to go revisit some of our very best, most entertaining moments of story time in the past, all in one place. And there's a lot of dancing and a lot of moving around, so get ready to move, all right? And even a special guest star who I think you remember. Well, let's get started. Clap your hands if you love stories. Clap your hands, I know you do. I'm so glad that we could be together. Glad to share a story time with you. This story is an old Russian folktale, and it's called Masha, Leave It Alone, and the Bear. This will be our bear. So once upon a time, there was an old man and an old woman, and they had a granddaughter who they loved very much, and her name was Masha. And they took very good care of her, and they were very happy living together. Well, one day, a lot of the other boys and girls in her village wanted to go into the forest to pick some berries and mushrooms. And Masha wanted to go with them very, very much. And her grandparents said, all right, but make sure that you stay very close to the other boys and girls and don't lose sight of them or you might get lost. And Masha agreed because she was a very good and very smart girl. So the children went to the forest and began gathering the mushrooms and berries. But Masha found a bush that had a lot of berries on it, and she picked and picked and picked, and before she knew it, the other boys and girls had wandered a little further away from her than she thought. She looked around and she couldn't quite see them. She followed in the direction she thought that they had gone, but what did she find? Not her friends, but a house in the middle of the forest that she'd never seen before. She said, I wonder who lives here. Maybe I'll just step inside and take a look. Now you'd think she'd have learned her lesson from Goldilocks, wouldn't you? But she didn't know Goldilocks. Goldilocks lived far away. And so Masha, just like Goldilocks, decided to go exploring in a house that was not hers in the middle of a forest that she'd never seen before. And when she went inside to look around, the door slammed behind her. Chung! And there was our bear. And the bear said, now I have you. Ha ha ha. Now you have to stay here with me. Eep, eep. Now you have to stay here with me. And you have to be my servant. You have to clean for me. And you have to cook for me. And you have to do everything I say. Forever. Oh, Masha was so sad. She missed her grandparents. And she missed her friends. Oh no, she was so upset. The bear wouldn't let her go. He kept her there, so she had to work and work from sunrise to sundown every day. And every day the bear would say, no, you cannot go outside without me, Masha, because I know that you'll try to run away. And if you do, I will catch you and you will be sorry. So there was not really much of anything that Masha could do. Well, one day, as she was sitting there trying to think of ways to get away from the bear, she had an idea. She said, Bear, will you let me visit my village just for one day so that I can take something good to eat for my grandma and grandpa? I used to make them all sorts of treats and cookies and cake and bread, and they don't have any of that now that I'm gone. And the bear said, no, that won't do it all. If you head out into the forest, you're just going to get lost like you did before. And if you make it to the village, you'll stay there. If you give me what you're making for your grandparents, I will take it to them. Well, that was all Masha wanted to hear. She knew that he was going to suggest that, you see. And so she made a bunch of fruit pies And she put them on a plate and then got out a very, very, very large basket. And she said, Mr. Bear, I'm going to put these pies in this basket. And then you can carry the basket on your back to take them to Grandma and Grandpa. But please don't open the basket because you're going to want to eat the pies. And they're not for you, they're for Grandma and Grandpa. Very well, said the bear. Make the basket ready and then give it to me. So the bear went out onto the porch to make sure that it wasn't raining outside. And in the meantime, Masha crawled into the basket herself. And she put the pies in her lap. And she covered herself up and closed the lid. When the bear came back inside, there was the basket all ready to go. So he took that basket and strapped it onto his back and made his way out into the forest. Now, sometimes, because he wanted to keep an eye on Masha, he would take her outside with him. And so that she didn't get lost, he would let her climb up into one of the tall trees. That way, she could always see him, and he knew that she wasn't going to be able to get away quickly. So, as he started walking down the path, the pies started to smell really, really, really good to him. And he thought, I need to rest. This is tiresome work, smelling pies that I can't eat and just walking along without any rest. So he sat down on a stump and he started to open the basket. He thought he would just take one pie. But then Masha called out from the basket, I see you, Mr. Bear. I'm up in the tree and I see you. Don't you open that basket. The bear was embarrassed. He said, she's too clever. She knew that I was going to do that. So he closed the basket again. And then he put it back on his back and started walking again. And the further he walked, the more tired that he got. And he decided he was going to sit down and take another rest. And he started to open the basket. And Masha called out again, I see you! I see you! Don't you eat those pies! And the bear said, wow. She must be sitting up very, very, very high in that tree to be able to still see me. I guess I better keep going and do what she said. Well, eventually, the bear came to the village, and he started looking for Grandma and Grandpa's house. And finally, he found it, and he started to bang on that gate with all of his might. He said, knock, knock! Open the gate! I've brought something for you from Masha. Come! But the village dogs, it's your turn, Evie, it's your turn. The village dogs smelled the bear. And they knew what they had to do. They started barking loud. Evie, can you speak? Speak. Not right now. You want to smell the bear. The dogs started barking louder and louder and louder, and they started chasing after the bear, and the bear got scared, and he ran away. He took the basket off because it was slowing him down, dropped it on the ground, and ran and ran and ran. The old man and the old woman came out to the gate, and they saw the basket. They said, what's inside? And the old man opened the top of the basket, and out popped Masha. And they were so happy. They hugged and said that she was the smartest little girl in the world. The end. Okay, it's been a while since I've done one of these with you. One of these action songs, and I'm excited because I've got energy today, and I hope you do too. So we're gonna do I Am Here and You Are Here. Get ready to move. I am here and you are here and we are here together. I am here and you are here and we're gonna have some fun. I'm going to clap my hands. Get your hands clapping. I am here and you are here and we are here together. I am here and you are here and we're gonna have some fun. I'm going to clap my hands. I'm going to nod my head. I am here and you are here and we are here together. I am here and you are here and we're gonna have some fun. I'm going to clap my hands. I'm going to nod my head. I'm going to shrug my shoulders. I am here and you are here and we are here together. I am here and you are here and we're gonna have some fun. I'm going to clap my hands. I'm going to nod my head. I'm going to shrug my shoulders. I'm going to stomp my feet. Can you do all this? I am here and you are here and we are here together. I am here and you are here and we're gonna have some fun. I'm going to clap my hands. I'm going to nod my head. I'm going to shrug my shoulders. I'm going to stomp my feet. I'm going to turn around. You keep turning around. I am here and you are here and we are here together. I am here and you are here and we're gonna have some fun. I'm going to clap my hands. I'm going to nod my head. I'm going to shrug my shoulders. I'm going to stomp my feet. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to fall right down. Are you dizzy? Our second story today is called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I bet some of you know this one. To make it special, I've got some very good friends who are here with me to help me tell the story. Are you ready? Do you want to meet them? Once upon a time, in a pretty little house in the middle of the woods, lived three bears. There was a papa bear. Say hi. And there was a mama bear. Oh, how stylish. And last, there was a baby. You do realize that you aren't really a bear, right? Oh. He says to say that due to quarantine and social distancing, the baby bear was unable to come over and visit us to play a part in our story today. So, playing the role of the baby bear will be Baby Dragon. Put on your imagination caps, boys and girls. So we had our three bears living in their little house in the woods, and they made some porridge one morning for breakfast. But it was too hot to eat right away, so they decided to take a walk in the woods while it was cooling. So off they went. Bye, bears and dragon. But while they were walking in the woods, they had an unexpected guest come by their house. There was a young lady named Goldilocks with beautiful blonde curly hair. Oh, come on! This is clearly a hippopotamus! Put those imagination caps on again, boys and girls, because playing the role of our little girl is a lovely blonde hippopotamus today. Well, Goldilocks had apparently left her manners behind when she went on her walk today, because when she went up to the little house and knocked on the door and nobody was there, she decided to let herself in. Perhaps she was attracted by the smell of the porridge, the delicious porridge that was waiting on the table to be eaten. She went up to the table and she smelled, and she couldn't help herself. She pulled Papa Bear's bowl over to herself, and she took a big bite. And she went, "Ah! It's too hot!" So next she pulled Mama Bear's bowl over to herself and took a bite of it. And she said, "Oh, brr, it's too cold." So finally, she went over to Baby Bear's bowl and took a bite of it. It was just right. And she ate up all of Baby Bear's porridge. Then she decided she was going to look around a little bit more, and she went into the living room and she saw 3 chairs. First, she lifted herself up into Papa Bear's chair. Oh, but it was too hard. So next she went over to sit on Mama Bear's chair. And she practically sank in. It was way too soft. And then she went over to Baby Bear's chair, and oh, it was just right, and it rocked. So she rocked and rocked and rocked until crack. Because Baby Bear's chair was not really meant to support the weight of a hippopotamus. But by then she was very tired. So she crept her way back until the bear's bedroom. And there was a great big bed that she climbed up into. Oh, but she had trouble even getting up into Papa Bear's bed. It was much too big for her. So next she went over to Mama Bear's bed and she climbed up into it. Oh, but it was too soft and smelled like flowers, and she didn't really like that very much. So last she went over and climbed into Baby Bear's bed, which was just the right size and just the right amount of softness and firmness, and she fell asleep. Meantime, our bears returned from their walk, and they went over to their table. They didn't see Goldilocks. They went over to their table, and Papa Bear said, "Someone's been eating my porridge." And Mama Bear went, "Someone's been eating my porridge too." And Baby Bear said, "Someone's been eating my porridge, and they've eaten it all up." They went to look in their living room, and they saw their chairs. And Papa Bear looked at his chair and said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." And Mama Bear went and looked at hers and said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." And Baby Bear said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair," and they broke it all to pieces. Poor Baby Bear. So then they went into their bedroom, and Papa Bear looked into his big bed and he said, "Look at this. Someone's been sleeping in my bed." And Mama Bear looked at her bed and said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." And Baby Bear looked, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and they're right here." And the bears gathered around Baby Bear's bed, and Goldilocks woke up. "Oh no!" And she quickly ran out of the house and ran into the woods and never looked back. And Goldilocks learned a lesson that day. We should not take what is ours. And the bears learned a lesson that when we leave the house, we should probably lock the door. Our song today is called Bim Bum. It's a clapping song, and it might be a little bit tricky, but I bet that you can do it. We only have to learn 3 things to do it. And then I'm going to also put some notes up here on the wall that'll help us do it. And I think we can get the hang of it. And even if we mess up and are silly, that's all right as long as we're having fun, okay? The first thing we learn is bim. Bim is just clap your hands. That's pretty easy, right? Bim. The second thing we learn is bum. Bum is a finger snap. And even if you can't really snap your fingers, you can just pretend. That's all right. Just put your fingers up in the air and do that. So now let's say bim, bum together. Can we do that? Bim, bum. Can you do it 2 times in a row? Bim, bum, bim, bum. Very good. There's only one more thing. Remember how I said there are 3? That third thing is biddy. That's where we tap our knees. Biddy. So now, let me hear you go biddy, biddy, bum. Remember, bum is snap, right? Biddy, biddy, bum. Good job. Try it one more time. Biddy, biddy, bum. Very good. Now let's put that whole thing together. Bim, bum, biddy, biddy, bum. Can you do it again? Bim, bum, biddy, biddy, bum. But it's a song, right? We have to sing it. Bim, bum, biddy, biddy, bum. Bim, bum, biddy, biddy, bum. Very good. And then we go, biddy, bum, biddy, bum, bim, bum. Biddy, bum, biddy, bum, bim, bum. Let's see if we can do that all together. All right, just follow along. It'll be up here, or you can do it with me. Or as long as we're having fun, it's all good, okay? Bim, bum, biddy, biddy, bum, biddy, bum, bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Very good. Let's try it again a little bit faster. We got it. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Watch. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Can you do it faster? Let's try. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. How fast can you go? Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bum. Yeah! Well, you're out of breath? Were you able to follow along with both of those wild and crazy dances and claps and everything? I think we need a break now. So we're going to take a break. And then, in a couple weeks, I want to see you back. I want to see you guys come into the library all set to get going and reading as much as you can and coming to the activities. Some of them might actually happen outside the library, but in person. Outside, but in person. And some of them will be online. There's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to get started. But we got it. We got to wait 2 weeks. So, in the meantime, until I see you again, I want to see you guys reach for the ceiling and touch the floor. Stand up again. Let's do some more. Touch your head. And now your knees up to your shoulders. Like this, you see. Reach for the ceiling and touch the floor. That's all there is. There isn't any more. I'll see you guys later.